Hello and welcome to Sit Back with Saheli, episode 11. I have the absolute pleasure of introducing you all to Suk from Azure Bars and Tina from Sugarbox. Hi guys.
Hi.
How are you both?
Good.
Amazing. So just to kind of give you a little bit of an update, I'm sure that by now you completely know exactly what's going to happen. We want to know a little bit about your businesses. We want to know more about you both as people and just kind of like to understand why you do what you do. So Suk, tell us a little bit about Azure and how it started, why alcohol?
So I think I've had a background in alcohol itself. My family's had a bit of a wholesale side of things, and we kind of always saw that weddings are going down the avenue where people are doing a lot of amazing things. They're spending a lot of money on decoration. They're choosing the best caterers because they want the food to be on point. But drinks is always at one point that never was really looked at, and it can make or break a party. You know, whether it's a non-alcoholic wedding or an alcoholic wedding, the drinks aspect does bring a lot to the wedding. So I was like, let's try and kind of bring something to the table where let the caterers focus on food, because that is always their speciality, and we come on board and kind of bring on the same level of service but for the drinks. You know, and it just creates an overall better experience for all the guests coming to the wedding.
And do you find that clients are booking you individually, or do you find that they are, you're tied up with a few caterers and doing it with them?
No, so we're not tied up to no one. I think most of us, luckily, word of mouth, social media, everything else, most of our clients come directly to us.
Amazing.
So that helps.
And what would you say is kind of like your speciality? I know that from when we've spoken before, you actually help the client decide on quantities and actually can provide all the alcohol for them as well, right?
So we have a few different kind of ways. We basically work for how they want to kind of execute their vision. I think our speciality probably would be the drinks itself, the cocktails, and how, because anyone can bring drinks to a venue, anyone can bring drinks to a party, but it's how you deliver them, how you service them. They're the kind of added values that will kind of bring an extra kind of dynamic to your event. So when it comes to our cocktails and everything else, we use professional bartenders, mixologists that have worked in all the 5-star hotels in London and everything else, just to kind of bring the drinks level up to the same level as everything else in the industry right now.
100%. And how long have you been doing this for?
So it's coming 4 years now, just focusing just on this sort of stuff.
Amazing.
But it's going well.
I mean, I've tried your cocktails, obviously, and they are actually incredible. And I think what I really love about your cocktails is that they're just not very, very strong. Like, I like that you guys have a great balance. They're always personalised to the client, as well as like even just the names. I feel like you go that extra mile just to make it tie in with the rest of the event.
It's important.
Amazing. And Tina,
Yes.
obviously you're also looking at that additional element that, those desserts that you make are different to most people's dessert tables. I feel like caterers offer obviously a lot of desserts, but tell us a little bit more about your service.
So we specialise in desserts and dessert showcasing, and what I mean by dessert showcasing, it's not just about putting dessert on a table. It's really about thinking about a concept or a theme and tying the whole event together. So that's the creativity that I love, as well as the desserts, obviously. Wanted to bring something new to the industry, where it's not, like you say, just dessert on a table. And similar to what Suk said as well, it's about giving it that creative flair, something different. And these are the things that I didn't really find during my wedding time, which I really wanted. And, I think even brides now are, very creative in themselves, and always wanting something different, and this is what we're going to try and bring to the industry.
I think
more and
you've
more.
Entered at a time where we all know that desserts don't always get eaten when they're just served to you on the table. Like, I am the person who will get on the dance floor as soon as you possibly can. So I feel like this dessert table concept in general makes it much easier for people to eat the desserts when they want to. That obviously you pack them in much smaller containers and stuff.
So they're canapé style, and I mean the key thing for us really is to give our clients and their guests an experience, and that's what makes us different.
I've seen your setups. I remember you've had shelves of displays and different backdrops. Do you create all of these yourself?
Yeah, so it's all made and created by Sugarbox. So we'll come up with a concept, we'll speak to the bride, we'll speak to the client, we'll come up with a concept based on their theme, their personality, and also not just looking at the event on its own, but the venue, the food, the drink maybe as well, and tying all of that in together.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes the event,
And
it's
you
not just
actually
about
make the desserts too, right?
Absolutely.
Amazing. Well, actually, I mean, I've tried your desserts, I've seen you there, but what I really thought like stood out for you was that your flavors and the way that your actual presentation is completely different to a lot of other dessert companies out there, as well as even when caterers do it. I want to talk to you about the gulab jamun cheesecake. Like, I just don't understand, like, how did that come into play? How did that work? Like, you obviously have a lot of cool Indian fusion sort of flavors.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So as well as the contemporary and Western flavours, obviously we want to bring our culture in to a level where it's on par with everyone else.
Yeah.
Very proud of our sort of heritage and culture and our flavours. So it was all about mixing that with the Western world, and that's where it came from really. And obviously the overall look as well, to be, you know, presented well, and not to make it out something that it isn't.
Yeah. I love it. Amazing. So we are going to move on to the next part of the show, which is going to be our games round. Because Tina does specialise in desserts and cocktails may have been a little bit too messy, what I thought would be really fun is if I gave you both a cupcake and some icing, and you both have to design each other's logos on the cupcake. I've planned this so well that the icing matches your outfit, and you are gonna have 1 minute to do this, okay? So you both remember what each other's logos look like?
Yeah.
Yeah? Confident?
Yeah.
Okay, timer, we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, but you have a more complicated logo.
Yeah, I know.
It all evens out, right?
So many elements to
She
yours.
really memorises those. I'm sitting the shapes.
This is not as
You can
thin
tell how
as
much
it
fun
is.
Tina's having. She's just like,
Da, da, da. I'll be employing you.
Yeah, tell me about it.
like at least you could have done that.
At least you won't have to travel far to work.
Tell me about it. That just looks-
Can you show the camera if you're done?
This icing is
Maybe so. You see?
Oh,
That is a good attempt.
that is good. So that actually you guys did it even within
That's
the
just my
minute.
initials.
That is really good. That this is. It looks like the Instagram logo.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what? I think we know
I think she had a thinner nozzle.
who won the wonderful hamper today. Tina, this is all yours.
Well deserved.
Thank you. Enjoy it.
I love a goodie bag.
Yeah, no, we all love
Goodie
a
box.
goodie bag. So obviously now that your games round is done, I mean, whenever you want to keep that cupcake, you want to swap, eat it, do what you want, all yours. We're going to go to
Thank
round
you very
3
much.
of this show, which is the rapid fire round. You're going to have 10 to 15 seconds to answer questions, and basically we want some snappy answers. We want to know a little bit more about you, and we're going to have some fun.
Okay.
So you ready? So Tina, since you won, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready?
Favourite flavour of cake?
Chocolate.
Favourite dessert?
Chocolate mousse tart with coffee cream.
Wow. If you had to eat one dessert for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Banana bread.
If the gulab jamun cheesecake was a cocktail, what would it be called?
Cinnamon, saffron, heaven.
Your guilty pleasure?
Gin and tonic.
Sweets or chocolate?
Chocolate.
If you had a superpower, what would it be?
To make the world a better place.
If you were a cocktail, what would you be?
Something red and dangerous.
Wow. And make your emoji face your favourite emoji face. Love it. Okay, so you ready? Starting off easy for you too. Favourite cocktail?
Espresso martini.
If you had one drink to drink for the rest of your life, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, what would it be?
Cardi and Coke.
If you were a cocktail, what alcohol would be in it?
Rum.
What spirit describes you best?
Probably rum.
If the gulab jamun cheesecake was a cocktail, what would it be called?
Glabo Express.
Oh wow, you thought about that.
I mean, no.
Snork, marry, avoid, vodka, rum and gin.
I don't even know. What? I didn't get it.
Like, you know how the game Snork, marry, avoid?
Oh yeah.
But we're doing it with drinks.
So
would you snog vodka? Would you marry vodka?
okay.
Would you avoid vodka?
Avoid vodka. My bad. I didn't watch the show.
It's okay. No, so you need to do all of them. So snog, you'd snog rum, you'd marry rum,
Okay, fine.
like that. Okay, so snog, marry, avoid, vodka, rum and gin.
So snog, rum, avoid vodka, marry gin.
Snog, marry, avoid, red wine, white wine, rosé.
Snog, red, avoid, white, marry rosé.
Favourite Kardashian.
Kim.
And what is your emoji?
The confused one. That's always me.
Literally you right now. Like,
Pretty much,
just
yeah.
like, oh my god. Okay, amazing. So before we come to the end of the show, I want to know your 3 tips that you're going to share with future bride and grooms and all our viewers out there. So, so let's start with you.
So 3 tips. If it comes to drinks, book early. I think when it comes to drinks, everyone always leaves it last minute thinking it's a Tesco shop, it's this, it's that. There's a lot involved now, and people have amazing visions and we want to do everything we can to execute them. So 100%, that's the first tip. Second tip, I think, know your vision. If you don't know, allow people to experiment with you. You know, allow them to show out of the box kind of ideas. Third tip, trust in the suppliers that you use, because they're there to be there for your occasion.
Great, thank you. And Tina.
So similar to what Suk said, I think firstly organisation is key, and that's where obviously event planners come in. I really underestimated it during my wedding time, and towards the end I did take someone on board, and I couldn't thank them enough. It's a really important element of weddings nowadays. Another top tip would be to again allow the creatives to be creative. So have a little bit of leeway, share your ideas, and then sort of bring about a theme and don't be scared. And another top tip really is to enjoy your day. Really enjoy your day. Like I know, OCD does kill, but like I said, leave it to the experts, and the industry has come a long, long way. So trust in it and enjoy your day.
Thank you. Well, now you guys have an opportunity to ask me one question. So, whoever wants to go first, I'm ready, I'm bracing myself. I'm really scared of 6 smile right now. It's just okay, go for it.
So, from my understanding, you've not had a 9-to-5 job, but if you were to have one, what would it be and where would it be?
So I did study advertising, so probably would have gone into advertising. My actual ultimate dream when I was in uni was to be the person who made movie trailers. I don't know if they have a 9-to-5 job, but I mean, I'm hoping they do. So I probably would have tried to get into that.
Okay.
Sick.
What made you get into wedding planning? It's there's a lot involved. You're responsible for everything, the go-to for everyone. When things go tough, you kind of have to hold the fort for a lot of people. So it's one of those, you see a lot of people that come into it, come out of it. You've been in it, you've made a lot of noise, you've done well for yourself. So what was it that kind of triggered your kind of entrance into this?
I think for me, I love weddings, attending, being part of it. I think I've always had this kind of vision for me to somehow be in the event industry. I just think when I was younger, I didn't realise how much time of it takes. So I always thought it'd be something I do as a hobby when I'm this, old married woman. And it obviously just came a lot sooner, and I'm quite organised as a person. I love organising things for people, and it kind of all tied together with something that I really enjoy being part of, even if it means I'm standing on the corner of the dance floor tapping my foot rather than dancing. I get this buzz from just being around it. So I think that's why it definitely was weddings, and organising, I mean, it's just been something that's been part of me, I suppose, for a really long time. But thank you both so much for being on the show. It's been great having you here.
Thank you for having
I
us.
hope you both have a lot of sweets and cocktails very soon, and we'll work together hopefully very soon too. Thank you both.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and turn on your notifications. See you next month.